Hey everyone, and welcome to the comfort of my bathroom. I thought about filming a get ready with me video for quite a while now, and I don't know why I decided now was the right time because I have an exam on Monday and I could be studying, but I also have a friend's birthday dinner, so I thought, what a convenient time. Well, I also thought I would just talk about the topic of school and university, that I'd share kind of like my thoughts and what I think about university so far and what I feel about almost graduating. So close, but not quite there yet. Without further ado, let's get started. I already put my moisturizer, which is the Vitamin E Aqua Boost Sorbet by The Body Shop. And then next, I think I'm going to be putting on a primer. And I'm going to be using this one by NYX. It's the HD Studio Photogenic primer or base. I never used to use primers, but now that my mom has conveniently bought me one, it actually makes quite a bit of a difference when you're applying your makeup. Kind of coming into exams right now, things are actually pretty stressful. I've heard from some friends of mine who are older that as you go on into university, like, things get easier because you start to get into your own, major, and then you start taking courses that specialize more into it. But I just find that the course load is just out of this world. As you go into university and as the years go by, it does get easier in terms of managing your course load, and you actually get pretty used to it. But the material you learn is getting harder. So first years who are just going into university, or you're in high school, you're in senior year, you're about to enter university, be prepared. I'm not gonna beat around the bush with this one because university is really different from high school in terms of, like, I don't know, I guess it depends if you're going to like college first and then university, but in university classes are a lot bigger. I mean, like, the biggest lecture hall I had was about 200 people, I think. But yeah, you don't get that like one-to-one sort of time with your teacher or your prof. Okay, so next I'm going to be applying the Revlon Color Stay foundation in the shade 240, which is medium beige. I picked my major a year ago in psychology right now, so I'm taking like a couple psych courses. I'm taking neuropsych, science psych, and I'm taking cultural psych, which I think is my most favorite psych course that I have ever taken. So many things in that course relate to everyday things that I face, and like I notice things like how now there's more suburbanization, which is the use of like phones and TVs. People now, compared to people 40 years ago, aren't really in formal organizations, or like you don't really go out to socialize and talk with people. Rather, now when you're having dinner, you're watching TV or you're on your phone, and you don't really have that much like conversation time with the people who are actually sitting in front of you, which is something that I actually do notice, because when I'm sitting at the dinner table with my family, we're watching TV, we're watching like Brooklyn Nine-Nine or Modern Family or something, and we're not actually asking each other like, oh, what did you do today? How was your day? Which I think is really important to have that quality time, because this is gonna be so cliche, but life is too short. This whole YouTube thing, I know I'm just starting, but I would really love to start conversation. I would really love to start talking about, topics that need to be discussed, or just about anything, about advice or like life in general, and just having a conversation with you guys in the comments and in my videos that I think would be useful, because we can learn from each other, we can teach each other. Really off topic from what I was talking about with university, but anyway, cultural psych is my favorite course ever. So now, after the foundation, I'm going to move on to concealer, and I actually ran out of my Age Rewind concealer, so I'm gonna be using this foundation by MAC. It's the Studio Fix Fluid in the shade NW10, or is it 836? I got this from a friend who got this from a friend, so thank you. And pro tip, if you have run out of concealer and you have a lighter foundation lying around, you can use it as a concealer. Things that I have noticed is that stressed almost all the time. It's this ongoing cycle that never stops because you always have this cloud of anxiety over your head. Like, you're like, oh, exams are coming soon, or I have like an assignment, and it's even more stressful when some profs don't even provide you with a syllabus. What I've also learned from university is that it teaches you how to manage your time and how you can be more independent in terms of like studying and learning things on your own. It gets you involved in like study groups and things like that, and getting actually outside of the house and studying with people. I also want people to realize that your hard work does pay off, and sometimes no matter how hard you try in terms of like assignments or papers or exams, you can be studying pretty much the whole night, but your mark may not be up to par or like what you expected at all. And that has happened to me so many times. A piece of advice I would have for people who are just entering university is don't have your expectations like really up there, because you're going to be super disappointed. You could be a straight A student in high school, you could be at a 4.0 GPA in high school, and you could drop to like a B or even a C average in university, and I just want you to know that that is completely normal. So many times I have stressed out about this, and it has gotten in my way of living life and being happy, which it shouldn't, because everything is a learning process. We learn how to get better, you learn how to study smart. That's another thing about university. You can't study for like hours and hours on end each day, every night. It's all about studying smart and finding the right type of study method, whether it be like studying at home or studying out with a friend or at a cafe, or if you're like a visual learner like me, you're gonna, you know, make comics while you write your notes. So I have actually like visual representations of my notes, and it's kind of sad that I just realized that these past couple weeks, because now I find it so much easier to understand my notes when I look at these drawings, as silly as they may be. So it's okay, it'll take time for you to sort of get in the groove of your studying methods, and whatever way you need to get there and succeed, just do it. It doesn't matter what anyone says. You're gonna fail a couple times, you're gonna screw up, but that is completely normal. And when you fail, it's just another way of life telling you that you have to get back up and you have to try harder, and it motivates you, and obviously you learn from your mistakes, so you're gonna be better. But I'm gonna go straight to bronzer, doing this completely out of order. So next I'm going to be using this bronzer by NYX. My friend actually has the whole palette, but she gave this one piece to me. Thank you, I know you're watching this. My angled brush, and I am going to... You're also going to face people who discourage you in university, whether it be your own friends, whether it be your mom and dad or your parents, unfortunately, whether it be from your profs. But I think the biggest form of discouragement actually comes from yourself, because one too many times you become hard on yourself. You gotta give it a break. Like, you're human too, you've got a life. And I think it's also important to realize that life isn't all about school. I know that sounds so bad, but there's just so many more things to life than just studying in your room for 6 hours each day. You deserve to have fun, you deserve to, you know, be in clubs and organizations. And my dad actually told me that he would rather have me become involved in organizations and clubs and make new friends and network with a whole bunch of people coming from different parts of the world, rather than just isolating myself in my room, becoming a straight A student, and getting a 4.0 GPA. Basically, it's important to have a balanced life. And even if that doesn't mean getting those straight A's or getting that 4.0 GPA, it's totally fine. Succeed in other ways in life than just worrying about your grades. I think that often, too many times, we get caught up by ourselves trying to be so good at school and not actually learning the material that, you know, we're given to in lecture or in class, and we're just so worried about getting those grades that we totally miss out on these learning experiences, on how these things that you learn in class can benefit you in the long run. It kind of does suck how, you know, this education system ranks you based on your grades, because in no way at all are tests or assignments or your grades a representation of who you are and how intelligent you are. So when you have tried your best and you still don't succeed, it doesn't mean you're a failure. Just keep pushing forward, and as long as you've tried your best, then just keep trudging on. Okay, so I spent way too much time on bronzer. I completely forgot to do brows. Okay, so I've just actually done my brows off camera to save 200 million minutes. Anyway, continuing with the topic. In the place that I'm at right now in life and in university, I find that I often lose sight of where I'm going in life and why I'm even in university. So many times have I woken up and questioned, why am I even doing this if sometimes I don't even enjoy it? Why am I even doing this if sometimes things get so hard, like I fail an exam or I don't do as good as I thought I would on an assignment? But I think it's that key word where it's sometimes, so it's not all the time. It's not the most horrible thing. So many children, so many people in the world would love to have the type of education I have, so I take that for granted so much, especially nowadays when exams are coming in, when assignments are starting to be handed in, and I lose sight of where I'm going. I don't count the blessing, this huge blessing that I have with being blessed with an education. In those cases, I think it's important for us to just kind of slow down, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and just think of all the things that you have right now and not to worry so much about the future, because obviously the future we have no control over. Only God controls the future, and what we can do now is just try our best because we're in the present. A lot of the times I also find myself dwelling about the past and dwelling about this one exam that I did horribly on, and when in reality that's not gonna help at all. It's just gonna drag me down. It's just gonna tie me back from actually doing better and thinking of ways I can improve myself. We lose track of what our goal was in the very beginning when we were fresh into university, or when we're just entering university, no matter how old you are. It's important to, renew your intentions. Just take a break for a little bit and then go back into it with a fresh mind, with an open mind, with a new mindset. So I feel that a lot of times I'm in university because I feel like I have to prove myself. I feel like I have to prove myself to my parents, my family, my friends. It's this feeling of, I can do this and I'll show you that I can do this. I think that's completely wrong. I mean, there's a difference between proving yourself to someone and trying to make them proud, because I confuse those two oftentimes. I want to make my parents proud, but I want to prove to myself that I can be the best student I can be. I can be the best version of myself by going to university and by learning from not only the profs, but my friends around me and the new people that I meet and the organizations that I may become involved in. And that feeling of having to prove yourself to other people, I think it just adds unnecessary pressure, because come on, you're already so hard on yourself about getting good grades. You don't need that extra feeling of people looking down on you if you don't graduate university or you decide to drop out, because you shouldn't prove anything to anyone, really. And I'm just gonna pause because I don't want to rip out my eyelashes. I don't feel like wearing mascara today. So this thing is actually going everywhere. I don't know what direction it's going in, but I just thought that I would give words of hope or inspiration, because really I need it the most. But when things get hard, just remember it's not a bad life if you fail a test. You didn't fail life, you just failed that test. In 3 months you're gonna be like, not even gonna remember that you failed that test, or maybe you will, but hopefully it'll motivate you to do better. Just remember, it's okay to take breaks. To finish that Toblerone bar when you're studying because you need it. Don't even worry about your diet during school. Don't even worry about gaining weight. It's inevitable. Freshman 15 is a real thing. You deserve to reward yourself. You deserve to have fun in life still, because a lot of people forget about enjoying themselves, and basically we forget to stop and smell the roses. This anxiety that you might feel, or sometimes you might even feel sad for days and days on end and it doesn't stop. And it's okay to take a break. It's okay to step away and just be with yourself for the time being, away from social media or whatever it is. So much negativity going around the world today, honestly. Fill each part of your life with positivity, whether it be from who you're hanging out with, your friends. Surround yourself with family, surround yourself with loved ones, surround yourself with funny videos, and laugh by yourself. You deserve to do anything that makes you feel better. You deserve those study breaks. You deserve that vacation. You deserve to buy yourself that new NYX lipstick. I tell myself. We're just being way too hard on ourselves, I think. Anyway, I deserve this chocolate lip scrub. It's by Lush, and it just makes your lips feel so soft. And the best part of this is that it's edible. So after you finish scrubbing, you can wash it off or you can lick it off, which is probably kind of disgusting because you're licking off your dead skin cells, but like it tastes so good. I'm not gonna apply mascara because I have to continue studying tonight and I don't want to take my time wiping that stuff off. I'm just gonna move on straight to lipstick. I think I'm gonna be using the NYX Liquid Suede lipstick, and it is in the shade Vintage. Cherry Sky. Yeah, I don't really know where I was going with this, but I think we just have to remind each other, reach out to each other, ask each other if we're okay, talk to each other. When you're hanging out with your friends, don't be on your phones all the time because there are so many more important things to talk about. To support each other, we have to remind each other. We should reach out to each other more often, whether it just be like a simple hey, or ask them, or ask your friends or people around you if they're doing okay. And just spread positivity, because this is totally another topic, but in university I have noticed so much negativity, so much negative people that you need to avoid and that you need to totally just boot out of your life, and just a lot of negativity in general that's going on in the world, in the news, in social media. And it's not that I think we should ignore those things. Definitely we should talk about those things. We should talk about these issues going on in the world right now. There are bigger things happening around us than we know. Also, the most important thing I think is to, in the words of Ellen DeGeneres, be kind to one another and spread positivity. Be positive, think positively, wake up knowing that there is someone out there right now who wishes and prays that they could be in your shoes, in a bed, under a roof. And just be thankful for the smaller things in life. I think it all starts from there. Being grateful and being thankful for everything you have now will lead you to have a better day, and hopefully if that becomes a habit, then it will lead you to a better life. Lastly, before I end things, oh, I forgot to set my face. I'm not gonna set it. Last thing, I'm gonna use this Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. And it just feels so refreshing. Sometimes when I'm studying, I'll just stop and then use this, and then I'm good to go again. Anyway, I think that concludes my video for today. I apologize if it was kind of everywhere. Hopefully you're watching this, you're getting ready to go somewhere, you need a break from studying, you need a break from life. And be sure to subscribe for more videos. I am completely, totally open to new video suggestions. Start a conversation in the comments. Suggest things that I should talk about in my next video, or what types of videos I can do. Everyone has a great day, and I will see you next time.